Recently, many Bangladeshis have been going to the Middle East for jobs in construction, garments, housework, and hospitality. These jobs can offer decent wages and opportunities. But most people still pay a lot of money to get there for visa, flight, training, and so on. If you pay too much, you might not be able to save much money while you're there. To decide if it's right for you, you need to know how much it'll cost, how much you'll earn, how much you'll pay for loans. Then you can calculate how much you can save in the end. So we made a calculator for you to use. Just type in the expected costs and wages. It can help you answer the most important question: is it worth it? These days, some workers can avoid paying any fees to migrate. Others can get some or all of the fees paid back by their employer. We'll look at that too. But first, let's see how much migration costs for most workers. Suppose you meet a recruitment agent offering a job in Jordan. He's a sub-agent who partners with a bigger agency in the city. You'd be working in a garment factory. The agent says it pays 40,000 taka per month. That's 5 times the minimum wage for the same job in Bangladesh. The sub-agent says they'll prepare the documents, visa, and flight. Altogether, that will cost you 250,000 taka. But you can find a money lender to help you pay the costs. The sub-agent points out that with that wage, you could quickly pay back your loan and save a lot of money. But could you? Let's put all the main costs into the calculator: passport, visa, training, medical, airfare, and agent fees. But there's a problem. The sub-agent only told you the total cost. Does it include all of these costs or just some of them? Ask the sub-agent about each one. The sub-agent tells you the passport costs 7,000. We can see that's in the normal range. But if you go to the government office yourself, it's less than half that price. Next, put in the cost of your visa. The sub-agent says it's 167,000 taka, plus an embassy fee of 6,000. Workers usually pay 150 to 220,000 for their visas. That includes some extra costs added in by the sub-agent. What kind of visa is it? If you don't ask, you might get a student visa or a tourist visa. It's illegal and dangerous to work on those visas. Make sure you receive an employment visa. Your future employer should sponsor your visa, which means you can only work for them. This visa is usually just for 2 years. The company has to cover the additional costs of your work permit when you arrive. At the end of your visa, you have to return home. There's also a free visa. Free means you're free to work for any employer, but it does not guarantee you a job, so it's a risky choice. It does not mean that you get it for free. It usually costs 100 to 200,000 more than an employment visa. In the calculator, let's put in 167,000 for employment visa, plus the 6,000 government fee. Unless you already know how to do the job, you'll need training. The cost depends on the type of training you need. The sub-agent recommends someone that can provide the training. The trainer tells you the training will take 4 months and the cost is 50,000. That's an extra cost that the agent didn't tell you about. The cost of the training depends on the type of job. In the calculator, put in 50,000 for training in garment making. By law, you have to get a medical test. It costs 7,000 to 10,000. Let's put 10,000 into the calculator. Next, make sure your airfare is included. In this case, the sub-agent tells you your flight is 50,000. Ask a travel agent or look online to check the price for your destination to be sure. Next, how much does the sub-agent charge for services? He tells you that he charges 10,000. Is that all? Actually, it turns out that the sub-agent works with an agency in the city who charges an additional 20,000. The more agents involved, the more you have to pay. Here you'd put in the cost of 30,000 for both the subagent and his agency partner. So, what are your total migration costs? There's passport, visa, training, medical, airfare, and agent fees. Altogether, that's 320,000 taka, not 250,000 like the subagent first told you. He didn't tell you about the costs of training and the other agency fees. Because of these higher costs, you could save much less money. How much could you save? To calculate it, you'll first need to put in the salary amount from your contract. We'll show you how in the next video. If you decide to pay migration fees, ask for receipts. You'll need them if you try asking your employer for reimbursement. But if you decide that the fees are too high, there may be other options to avoid paying fees by working in Bangladesh or other countries. Watch the next video to find out more.